Happy Friday. We made it through another week. For those of you whose work week ends today, welcome to Friday's encouragement reading. For those of you that this is not the end of the week, hang in there. It's coming, okay? So we're going to take a look at the encouragement coming through for today. Today, I specifically was being called to pick up my Oracle 7's deck. My Oracle 7's deck, okay? And I believe Spirit may have a message for someone coming from that deck. Whenever I'm being called to a specific deck, it's usually because there's something there that Spirit wants to say. And so let's take a look. We have called in our guidance already. And so Spirit, what is the encouragement for today? Welcome to Blood Moon Oracles. Welcome to Blood Moon, that is singular, Oracle, Blood Moon Oracle. And so if you are new to the channel, make sure that you take a look around. If you are led, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. If you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified in the event that I post new content or when I post new content or go live, okay? All right, welcome you guys. Let's take a look. What is the encouragement coming through for today, Spirit? And as always, my intent is just to get in and get out, right? Make it short, sweet, very succinct, okay? So I do feel like today, so today there could be something coming up. There might be feelings of nostalgia that you may experience today. Maybe you have a smell that'll come across your path today, or a sound. It could even be like a feeling in your body. There's some feeling of nostalgia. I feel like that may surface today, and that may trigger something. And it doesn't always have to be negative, right? There could be like a smell coming from a grandfather, right? I had a grandfather that used to smoke a cherry wood pipe. And I know smoking is bad, but there was something just so sweet. There was something just so soothing in the smell of that pipe that he used to smoke. And it was a wooden pipe that I always would see him, holding and smoking. And it was like a cherry wood flavor, right? And so whenever I smell that, it brings back the memory of my grandfather. It brings back good memories. And so it could be something like that, right? It doesn't have to be negative. It could be something that just brings back some feeling or some recollection of either an earlier point in life, or it could be a past lifetime. Now, if it is negative, there may be a need to be on guard so the triggering doesn't cause blocks or imbalance. It's okay. It doesn't always have to be a positive thing. Sometimes even the negative things resurface just to remind us of that experience, of where we've come from, right? Of the lessons that we've already learned. But I do sense a bit of preparation that Spirit is guiding today. Spirit's guiding today. I feel like there's a level of success that could come in today if we tackle it beforehand, right? This could be things like making sure that my throat checker is loading. Excuse me. Making sure that we are ahead of the game, right? With things that are coming up, Spirit could be just letting you know today to be ready, to do things ahead of time. If you're planning to travel over the weekend, like the packing probably should be done by now. All you should have to do right now is just walk out the door, right? Being prepared for things is going to be beneficial, is what Spirit is saying right now. I also feel like there could be situations today presented that may result in just small little, not small, these types of things are never small. There may be situations that present today that you may need to actually exercise your authority, right? And not in an abusive way. It feels like someone may come in and try to kind of overstep your sovereignty, or try to usurp your power in some type of way, or dominate, your ability to actually just operate within your free will. It feels like that. And so there may be a need to be a little bit assertive today, is what I'm feeling. There's some type of risk to be aware of. Things may be presenting themselves as an opportunity today, but there may be some risk involved with those opportunities today. So Spirit is warning to be careful of these things, to be in this energy of allowing yourself to be ahead of the game, be observant, have your assertive energy brewing so that you don't get caught off guard, and be ready to experience blasts from the past as well. And so I have risk coming out. I have dominance. I have preparation. I have memory. I also have, for my Oracle 7 deck, perfect harmony, smoke and mirrors, and land between time. And so for those that may be going through a transition today, this may feel a little awkward today because it may feel incomplete. It may feel like you haven't quite got it. You haven't quite arrived because you're in this transition period where you may not be exactly where you used to be, and you may not be exactly positioned where you're going. And it may feel a little bit, elusive, like you can't really grasp anything for certain because you're in this transition. And so this is a time to avoid delusional energy, like try to hold on to things that are sure, for things that right? Try to hold on to reality, things that present practicality, right? Those things that are sure in this time of transition for whoever this is resonating with, because there's so many different parts at play here, right? It's almost like a symphony, right? And how each part of the symphony has its own input in the piece of music, right? Its own timing, its own beat many times, right? There's so many parts at play here, and you're a part of that, right? And so Spirit is just basically letting you know to make sure you play your part, right? Make sure that you are not the chord that strikes off. Make sure that you are in alignment with where you're supposed to be right now. And even though that could feel very elusive, because I feel like someone is in transition and you may not be exactly positioned where you're going yet, but you can still remain balanced during that transition. You can still remain sure of yourself as you are transitioning, right? And you can still operate, right, in your purpose where you are. And so let's take a look and get some tarot and see what's coming out. I think we're in a very And I'm hearing strange. We're in a very strange time. I think many would agree, where things are shifting, and what used to feel very secure, very solid, very true may not feel very solid and very true right now because things are shifting. And so hold on though to what you know is true during this transition. That would be very beneficial if you're able to do that. All right, I'm back. I had to check my lunch. I'm cooking, preparing, right, for my day. But any of these energies could be at play for any of you. It's important that you know that this is a general reading. So don't try to make it fit, right? But if it does, then good. I'm glad. Okay, so let's get some tarot and get a better picture of what could be going on here, Spirit. What is the encouragement coming in for the day? The energies of encouragement coming in for the day. All right, I like this. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, excuse me, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So first of all, this is fast movement. This is swift action. If there was anything that has been consistently being worked on. So the Seven of Pentacles is investment. I feel like there is the energy of hard work, perseverance, and it almost feels like day to day, just doing the dang thing, right? Letting time go by, being consistent, working hard, giving 110% at everything that you do, being diligent, and possibly waiting for some level of success, some level of return for all of the work that you're putting in, right? And, you know, this feels like just doing the day-to-day thing, whether it's a 9 to 5, whether it's something that you're doing entrepreneurially, whether it's even something on the side. You may not necessarily be doing it for a living, but it could be something that you've committed to and you've been sowing into and investing in. There's some investment here, consistent investment that has been going on over time consistently. And the energy coming out today says that there is a reaping, that there is a victory, success, even public recognition as well, that is upon you. It says that there's good news coming, right? There's a victory, a triumph here with what you've been carrying. See, he's carrying the star, that the reaping is finally here. It's finally here. And it's coming in quickly, swiftly. It will not be delayed, right? And so this may be a time to be very assertive. As I was saying, preparation came out. A couple of warnings came out as well. One was risk, one was dominance, right? And so you may be stepping into a new territory, right? The land between time was like you're about to step into something new. You're in transition, almost there, haven't quite reached the destination, but you're headed there right now. And you may be in a very elusive time right now. And there is a specific role that you play. And you're almost there, right? You have almost reached the destination, right? And it's coming quickly. It's coming quickly. There is also the need to be assertive. Remember, as I was saying, where you're headed, you're going to have to be assertive. And you're going to have to be able to stand in your power, stand in your truth, and defend how you believe, defend your truth, how you see things. Not necessarily that you have to wear it on your sleeve and just let everybody know that this is what you believe, but in certain situations, I feel like this is an aggressive energy that you're heading towards. There's going to be the need to defend that, to protect that, right? To understand your truth and not to let anyone come in and distort that, right? With their personal agendas or with their own perception of how things should be. Because we are all on separate paths, right? And it looks a little bit different, though we may all have similar goals in mind. For instance, we all may want peace on earth. Well, many of us could, but it doesn't mean that our mission towards that is going to look exactly the same. It doesn't mean that my methods are going to measure up with everybody else's methods that want peace. That's not how it works, right? It's understanding your calling. We are all given a certain set of skill sets, a certain set of experiences, even a certain set of opportunities and privileges, right? And they're all different, which means that it's not going to look like anybody else's. It's not. And so Spirit is saying, set yourself in your authenticity of your experience, of your knowledge, of what you've been called to do. And what you've been called to do will most definitely align with what you've been given in this lifetime. We're talking in terms of spirituality, gifts, talents, wisdom, right? It's a unique skill set. We all carry a unique set of skill sets that we've been given to do what we've come here to do. And so there's a need to guard that, especially if you're just entering in. It's almost like having a newborn baby that you're bringing into the world. And, a newborn baby it's pretty fragile. It's very vulnerable, and so there is a great requirement around that, keeping that, protecting that child, that baby, that newborn infant, that newborn life. Your spirituality, that's what we're talking about, this newborn experience, this newborn thing that you're carrying into fruition, carrying into adulthood, if I could say that. And Spirit is saying there's going to be a need to defend that, whatever that is, to protect that. Now, it does seem like there's been a little bit of a challenge with bringing this into being for whoever this is. The magician carries willpower, the ability to create, consistent desire, manifestation. This is somebody that's very resourceful. And in the challenge position, though, it could represent like blocked creativity or blocked movement, and then it's coupled with the Emperor, right? This is pretty powerful energy right here that's showing up in the challenge. Now, the Emperor represents sovereignty, authority, under control, respect. It's leadership, energy, strategy, planning, being ready so you don't have to get ready at all times. The emperor is a leader in the highest sense of what that is, right? You see how he's dressed? And we're just talking about pronouns. You don't have to be a he, right? We're just talking about the energy. You see his attire is like he's ready to take off at any moment, right? He's not sending people out to battle, but he's also ready to go out if need be, right? At the drop of a dime, right? Leadership at its finest, not leading, but being a part of the charge, right? And so this is coming in as the challenge. And so there could have been lots of challenges, coming into this space. It may have a lot to do, these energies in the challenge with what it is that you are being called to do. It could have a lot to do with this position that you're being placed in, this great responsibility, right? Many people will look at that and say, ooh, power, but I don't see power. I see responsibility, right? This carries a great level of responsibility. And so there takes a lot of discipline, right? To stand in a role of leadership, to stand in a role where you're given that level of authority. And that's coming in as a challenge. Ooh, this is beautiful. I like this. And so it's clarified by the Hermit, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So you see that balance? That says balance to me. The Hermit represents accountability, right? Accountability. This is not just someone on a power trip, flying off the handle, just seeking to rule over people. Now, if the emperor was turned in reverse, that's a control freak. That's a megalomaniac is what we would call that. I love when I get to use that word. That's someone that is just hell-bent on power, right? But that's not what this is. This challenge comes in because I feel like there is the recognition that there is the responsibility around this. And so there's a bit of hesitation, to step into this because there's the understanding of what's required when you step into this role, when you step into this position. And then there's we don't just wake up in a position of leadership. There is a path that leads there, right? Again, I said, each of us have skill sets, experiences, wisdom that we've learned, that aligns us with the calling. And so for whoever this is, like there was things that needed to happen before you get here, before this is even presented, right? And for this, I don't feel like it would be anything light, right? And I don't know why I'm hearing near-death experiences, right? Even to that extreme, right? Because there's a heavy download I'm feeling that's coming in here. The Hermit represents accountability. Accountability. We're not just flying off the helm with, what it is that we feel needs to be done, but there is a connection with the higher source. There's a connection here. And then we have the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Wands. There's a balance here, right? Between the heart and the mind, between the thinking and the feeling, between air and water, And so this is being independent, but at the same time compassionate and intuitive and being interdependent upon other things that are necessary to carry this through. This is being perceptive and strong, but being comforting as well, and knowing how to nurture and care for others. This is having a strong will and being witty, being very clever and smart and on point, but at the same time being open, to invite others in, to offer up healing support. This is being straight to the point, being honest and totally, cut to the truth. But it's also, being in control of our own emotions so we don't run off on rampants, right? It's being controlled and centered and grounded. And so this is clarifying all of this power in the challenge, right? These could possibly present the skill sets. These could present lessons that brought you to this point or are bringing you to this point. These could be things that you are learning even right now, because it's coming in as a challenge, or these are things that are being pointed out that needs to be mastered and learned. But it's to say that this is not a light thing. I believe what Spirit is saying. It's not a light thing. This has been something rather challenging. And it could be an experience had right now. This could be something you're experiencing right now. So let's see what comes out here. I feel like when it's all said and done, it's being mutable is what I'm hearing. It's being mutable and open to the experiences. I feel like for whoever this is for, the experiences, I'm hearing tailor crafted for you. And the best approach is to be open, right, for the experiences that have been created for you. To get the work done, it's being open to that. I definitely feel like there are specific experiences coming in to bring in what's needed for you to operate in this. Yeah. And it involves being open for that. Even if it's difficult. The Four of Swords says there's no resistance, not being resistant to the process of transformation. You see what came out? What did I just say? Near-death experiences. For somebody, you could have had a near-death experience. Spiritually, this represents transformation. It represents an ending of an old way as you're ushering in this new beginning. You're in the land between time because you're in transition to something new. And so you're in it. And I feel like this rebirth, this time of transformation and change is kind of where we are right now. And this feels like a picture of being in transition. So for whoever you are, this is a time to relax, right? There's nothing specific that you need to be concerned about other than just these practical tips along the way, right? Be relaxed, be open to whatever's coming in now, to transitions that are taking place. If things are leaving your life, don't run after them, right? Let them go. They're supposed to go. That's what the death says. Things are coming to an end, right? If things are coming in, right, be open to discovery. Allow yourself to be curious about things. Don't be resistant is what I hear Spirit saying. And so that's my message for today. I may, in fact, tap in tonight to each of the signs in relation to this message. I feel like this is a very profound message for whoever this is for. I'm also manifesting that this energetically reaches out to you. Whoever this is for, it almost feels like a specific message. But for whoever this is for, I am manifesting that this reaches you, okay? Spirit is saying we're almost there, right? We're in transition. And I know things feel a little bit elusive right now, but just relax. There's nothing that you need to do, right? There's nothing that you need to resist, right? Really be open. Be open right now to the transition happening. Okay, that's the encouragement today. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you all. I always tend to go longer than I anticipate, but that's okay as long as the message gets out. The encouragement for today is really about this transition happening right now and staying in place, preparing for what comes next, allowing room, for the energy to come in that's going to assist in this transition, and being aware too. Okay, so that's for you. Look for the part 2 tonight. I believe I will tap into each of the signs now that I finished with my predictions for October for each of the signs. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and search for your sign and take a look at that video. Let me know how that resonates with you, okay? I'll post one of them up here. And look for the second video for this tonight, okay? Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, comment it. It has been Blood Moon Oracle today. Happy Friday, and I'll see you later. Bye.